back to another video. You guys have been enjoying the last few videos that we've made, so today we decided to make a video of all the stations
in Melbourne named after a person. There's so many that we had to break it into
2 parts.
And so we're starting today with
Anstey to Jordanville. And then
finishing with Jordanville. Stand by.
Anstey was originally called North Brunswick.
It was renamed in honour of Frank Anstey, a former member of state and federal parliament between 1902 and 1934.
Batman was originally called Bell Park.
In 1914, it was renamed after John Batman, one of the founders of Melbourne. Did you know that for a brief period, Melbourne was called Batmania?
Wow.
Beaconsfield gets its name from statesman Benjamin Disraeli, Earl of Beaconsfield, who was Prime Minister of the United Kingdom between 1874 and 1880.
Beaconsfield is located on the Pakenham line. The V-line train that you can see coming in is called the Velocity. Originally named East Brighton, in 1907 the station was named after Thomas Bent, who was Premier of Victoria at the time.
The origin of the name Blackburn is not certain, but may have been after an early settler or James Blackburn, who designed Yan Yean Reservoir.
At Blackburn you can catch the 901 bus to Melbourne Airport and Frankston Station.
The station and area around Burnley was named after William Burnley, pioneer land purchaser in Richmond, local councillor and parliamentarian.
At Burnley you can catch the 70 tram to Waterfront City Docklands and Wattle Park.
Originally called Rosstown after William Murray Ross, a prominent property developer and entrepreneur, in 1909 this station was renamed Carnegie. At the time it was suggested that this was done in an unsuccessful attempt to secure funds for a library from the philanthropist Andrew Carnegie, but there is no contemporary evidence to support this.
At Carnegie you can catch the 626 bus to Chadstone Shopping Centre and Middle Brighton Station. The origin of the name Caulfield is not known for certain, but the name seems to be linked with Baron Caulfield of Ireland, perhaps through John Caulfield, a pioneer of the colony. At Caulfield you can catch the 3 tram to Melbourne University and East Malvern.
The area around Clayton Station was first occupied for farming in the 1850s. It was originally named after a property, Clayton Vale, owned by lawyer John Hughes Clayton in the 1860s.
Collingwood was named in 1842 after Baron Collingwood, or an early hotel that bore his name. Collingwood Football Club was named after the suburb of Collingwood.
Opening on 4th of February 1924, Dennis Station is named after Northcote councillor William Dennis, a member of the council for over 40 years.
Edithvale Station gets its name from Edithvale Road. The road is named after a local farm, Edithvale Farm, established in the 1850s and owned by John and Edith Greaves.
It's one of the few stations in Melbourne named after a woman.
Like the suburb itself, the station was named after John Pascoe Fawkner, one of the founders of Melbourne.
Melbourne's famous Flinders Street Station is named after Matthew Flinders, the British naval navigator who was the first white person to circumnavigate New Holland and the first person to use the name Australia to describe the giant continent. Flinders has all sorts of things named after him in Melbourne and Australia, which is not bad for a man who died aged 40.
There are 14 tram routes that go via Flinders Street Station.
Frankston was named after somebody called Frank, but no one knows who. There was Frank Liardet, an early local landowner, or there was Charles Franks, the first European to be killed by Indigenous Australians in Melbourne. Another is a pub called Frankstone's Hotel, and finally, Frankston could have been named after the heroic British Army General Sir Thomas Hart Franks.
Gardner was named after the first British settler in the area, John Gardner. You can also catch the 72 tram to Melbourne University and Cotham Road. Originally to be named Furlong after the nearby arterial road, when it opened in 1982, it was instead named Ginnifer, in honour of Jack Ginnifer, a former local member of the state parliament.
Greensboro was named after settler Edward Bernard Green, who was also the district mail contractor. It was originally called Keelbundura.
Like the suburb itself, Hampton was named after Dyers Hampton, an early local market gardener.
Hyatt was named after William Hyatt, a local landowner and a member of the Victorian Legislative Council.
Holmes Glen was named for Melbourne City Councillor L.W. Holmes. Holmes Glen is located on Warrigal Road and intersects with the 903 bus route to Mordialloc and Altona.
Hughesdale was named in honour of James Vincent Hughes, the Mayor of Oakley from 1924 to 25. He collaborated with the Poworth Road Railway Station League to lobby strongly for a new station for the area.
Like the suburb itself, Hurstbridge was named after a local settler, Henry Hurst. He built a log bridge across Diamond Creek to access a property named Allwood.
Originally called South Brunswick, Jewell was renamed in 1954 to honour James Jewell, who represented the Brunswick electorate from 1910 to 1949.
When the Glenwavy line was being built, the station now at Jordanville was marked as Cabarang, but during construction it was given the name Jordanville after the Jordan family, British landowners who owned all the land in the area.